Before I started lifting weights, I remember this one time where I was in a bus station waiting to go home, and right next to me there was a girl that I wanted to speak to. Now, after a few minutes debating with myself whether I should or shouldn't, I actually mustered up the courage to go talk to her. So we had a short conversation, we added each other on Snapchat there and then, and then I go home on the bus. And I get home and I go on my Snapchat to text her already, and she's blocked me. Now, at the time, I was quite average in terms of my appearance, in terms of my ability to talk to women. So I guess she had no real reason to actually want to talk to me. Now, that's not what sparked me to go to the gym or anything. I didn't start getting in shape because of her. I only remember it because that was one of the first times that I actually approached a girl in public. Now, a couple of years later, I'm in Barcelona and I do the exact same thing. There's a woman on the street stood outside a shop that I'm walking past, and I go and talk to her. Now, this is what's known as a cold approach, right? In both the first and second scenarios, the girl hasn't looked at me, talked to me, smiled at me, anything. I just see her and I go talk to her. But there was a difference in Barcelona. The difference was that I was in great shape now. I'd improved my physique to something above average. Now, I'd also improved my ability to talk to women, because up until that point, I'd put myself in a lot of scenarios to actually talk to girls. So I go and approach this girl that's standing outside the shop. And I think I say to her, "Do you speak English?" Now, she looked American to me, so I know she spoke English, but whatever. So we have a short conversation again. And this time, I don't get her Snap, I don't get her Instagram, I don't get her number. We actually go to eat together immediately. We go to an Italian restaurant together. She pays for her own food. I barely know her. I just met her 20 minutes ago. And then we go to Sagrada Familia, which is like a famous cathedral in Barcelona. And then we go back to her hotel room for Bible study, because we just came from the cathedral, right? So it's appropriate. This is the thing that a lot of guys don't understand because they haven't experienced it. When you have an attractive physique, when you look better than the average person, considerably better than the average man, your experience with women is completely different. You don't go through the regular bullshit, I'm gonna say, that other men go through, having to text them, set up dates, this and that. You can go on an instant date, like in the example that I just gave you, and then get what you want at the end of it, pretty much with no effort required. And I say no effort required because there's not much effort with the girl, right? But you've already put in the effort up front with your diet, with the gym, taking care of yourself. The effort is already there, where most guys, they haven't put in the effort at the start. They've let themselves be average or below average, and then they have to put in a lot of effort when they're trying to make a girl like them. When you've already put in the effort into yourself first, then the girls come easy. So in this video, I'm going to go through a few behavioral changes that you're going to notice from women once you actually become a bit higher value through having a great physique. The first thing is going to be eye contact. Now, there's only a couple of reasons really why a girl that you don't know would hold prolonged eye contact with you. Now, the first is obviously going to be that she's attracted to you. She wants to look at you because she likes what she's looking at. And the second is that she's not actually looking at you, she's just zoned out, her eyes are glazed over. Now, most of the time, if a girl is looking at you, it is going to be the former, it's going to be repeated as well. Now, most guys are not used to girls looking at them, girls giving them attention really. If a girl looks at you when you're an average guy, it's going to be a quick glance, she's going to look away, probably won't look back. If the girl finds you unattractive, then she's going to intentionally not look in your direction so you don't get the wrong idea and come and talk to her. And yes, I've had that before as well. Now, once you've improved yourself, you've built an attractive physique, well, now you're going to have repeated glances from women. They're holding prolonged eye contact all the time, scanning the room for you deliberately, like if you leave and come back, whatever. And it really does make it a lot easier. You genuinely do have to be an idiot to not notice when a girl is interested in you, when you actually look good yourself. Before I built a good physique, I never really had scenarios where a girl would look at me, smile at me as we're looking at each other, which obviously makes it really easy for me to go and talk to her because I'm already feeling comfortable. And then we're talking 10 minutes and then we're already getting comfortable with each other, do you know what I mean? Now, it's not that difficult to imagine when you have a physique that puts you in the top 10% of men, really. That's not trying to be arrogant, but if you look around at other guys' bodies, at other guys' physiques, at the way they look, they just don't look like they take care of themselves. They don't look like they have respect for themselves, really. So when you do, of course, girls are going to notice that straight away and be like, yeah, that's the guy that I want to go talk to. Now, of course, I'm not saying that every woman that looks at you is attracted to you, but realistically, the only way that you can find out for sure is if you go speak to her. Now, obviously, you need prerequisite social skills to actually go and do this effectively. And if you don't have them, that's fine, because just like you can have a shit physique and then get good physique, you can have bad social skills and then get good social skills just by doing the things that I needed to get there, like talking to more women. Obviously, you're going to make mistakes, you're going to fumble women. Everyone's done it. Everyone who is good at anything has had lots of periods where they're not good at that thing. I used to have to go through like the whole potential conversation and where it could go with what I'm going to say before I go talk to women. Like I was fucking weird about it, right? But then over time, you talk to more girls, you get more comfortable, and now it's like I don't have to think at all. I'm just like basically in the zone, you could say, when I go talk to a girl. And that's just because of loads of experience of doing it in the past. And the point is that when you have something that makes girls more interested to talk to you in the first place, i.e. a good physique, well then it's a lot easier to put yourself in a lot of situations to talk to girls. Even though you're going to fumble some or whatever because you might be fucking awkward with your speech or whatever, that's fine. Because over time, because you have a good physique, because you look good, more girls want to talk to you, more girls are already attracted to you. You can talk to a lot of women and then you just get better, simple as that. And eventually it gets to a point where you're regularly getting confident eye contacts from women. So you go speak to them. You've already spoken to a lot of women before, so you're good now, you're good at speaking to girls. And then in their minds, you're the full package. Like, he looks good, he speaks well, what can't he do? So of course they're going to treat you a lot differently from most guys who barely pass the mark in terms of initial attractiveness, and then again barely pass the mark in terms of speaking to them, seducing them, whatever you want to call it. And when you're treated different from other guys, that just means the girl is more inclined to do things that other guys don't get from her. Like, you don't have to get her Instagram. She actually just wants to go and do something with you straight away, whatever that is. Like that example I gave from Barcelona is genuinely like 1 out of 100. And again, it's not arrogant from me. It's just the fact that I've put in more work to make myself attractive than other guys. And then as a result, more girls want to talk to me, which means I talk to more girls, which means that I'm better at talking to women. So I'm better in two areas that are very important to women: attractiveness and then being able to talk to them. So it only makes sense that I get much better results than most people. Now, the next thing is that your dynamic of first interactions with women is going to change. So most guys, they're the ones that have to signal the interest first. They're the ones that have to make the move first. They have to, go up to them. Can I get your Instagram? They have to look at them first. They have to show that they're interested first for a girl to notice them. When you have an attractive physique, women will create a lot of opportunities for you to actually notice them, basically. You're not begging for their attention anymore. They're begging for yours, especially if there's like multiple women that want you, right? They can be positioning themselves close to you, eye contact, like I mentioned before as well, asking you obvious questions. I think the best silly question I've had from a girl before, I was in a pool in Spain, right? And a girl came up to me, and this is how she started the conversation. She said, "Have you been on Love Island before?" "No, I've not been on Love Island," I said. And we started talking from there. And later that night, I was in her hotel room for Bible study, of course. And another thing to do with that is when other girls see other women be attracted to you, it makes it a lot easier because you already have some kind of social proof, right? For example, from that scenario I just gave, there was other girls in that pool area that saw that girl come up to me and speak to me and saw us leave together or whatever it was. So when she left a day later or whatever, and I went and talked to some of those other girls that saw me and her, well, now it just makes the whole interaction go a lot more smoothly because she already knows, she can already see that, oh, there's other girls that want this guy as well, so I need to want him as well. Most guys have to compete for the attention of women, but once you start to put yourself above average, then women have to start to compete for your attention. I mean, I used to work in the nightlife environment, right? So let's say you go to a club, there's a couple girls dancing there in the center, let's say they're above average, then there's 10, 15, 20 guys surrounding them like a pack of fucking hyenas. Now, of course, those women, because not only can they choose any one of the guys that they want, they probably don't because these are average guys, but their standards are allowed to be a lot higher because they have so much more interest. Now, once you have a similar type of interest from women, which is very possible if you actually invest in yourself, then your standards can be a lot higher and you have plenty of options as well. But when you continue to embody the characteristics of an average guy, like having a mediocre physique, having a mediocre ability to talk to women, well then you have no other choice really but to be part of that pack of hyenas waiting for the scraps. Because, and to be honest with you, you don't really deserve more. The average guys that don't do anything to improve their situation, they don't deserve more. Realistically, you want to be in that position where women are competing for your attention and not the other way around like most people. And anybody can do it. That's the funny thing. Most people can do it, but most people won't. So once you start doing the things that most people aren't doing, improving your health, improving your social skills, improving your mindset, improving your physique, that's when you become a higher value man, which girls want to compete for. Now, the last thing I'm going to talk about is going to be the difference in your quality of conversations with women once you get an attractive physique. Now, I've already mentioned that having a good physique is going to allow you to accumulate better social skills because you're going to be able to be in more situations where you can talk to people, which means you're going to get better at talking to people. That's obvious, right? But the average guy conversation with a girl, I mean, it goes something like this. The guy, say he has the courage to approach, for starters, right? The guy will say, "Hi." The woman says, "Hi, what's your name?" "Michelle." "Hi, Michelle, you're very pretty." "Thanks." Where are you from, Michelle?" "I'm from New York." "Oh, nice. I'm from Toronto." "Nice." These types of conversations make me want to rip my ears out. And I mean, that's a combination, that type of dry fucking conversation is a combination of the guy, number one, not having great ability to talk to women, and then the girl also not being interested in him, sorry. Because you'll realize that if a girl is interested in you, she'll make the conversation interesting if she has decent social skills herself, right? Which women usually do. So even if you don't have the best social skills as a guy who looks better than the average guy, right? The woman is gonna do her best if she's attracted to you to make it so that the conversation isn't so fucking boring. The number one mistake that guys tend to make when talking to a girl is going to be trying to impress her through the conversation. She should be impressed already just by who you are. Now, obviously, you can communicate that through your talk, right? But she needs to be impressed by how you look, and then that needs to be backed up by how well you talk to her. But not, you're a mediocre guy. Go talk to her, and then you think you're gonna suddenly fucking escalate her attraction to you all of a sudden. It doesn't happen that way. If you're not confident in your ability to attract women, then your conversations with women tend to be a lot more safe, which makes them boring, which turns a girl off, basically. When you look good and you have plenty of women attracted to you, you can be a lot more risky with the way you talk to women, and that often does work in your favor. I mean, if you have a lot of money, right, and you want to go gamble, say on horse racing, you don't give a fuck. You're going to spray money here, there, everywhere. It doesn't matter because you've got much more in backup, right, in the reserves. If you've got $50 to your name, well, you're not going to do the same thing. I mean, you need $40 to eat or whatever, right? So you can't really have the same amount of risk. And because you don't have the same amount of risk, you don't have the same amount of reward. If you're rich and you're spraying money on every single horse, you're going to win. You're going to win a few horses. You're going to win big. If you don't, if you only bet on one horse that's the safest to win, that's got the lowest return on the stake, well, your reward is also going to be minuscule. If you're talking to a girl, you're talking to her with risk. You're talking to her like you already know her, like you've already fucked her, really. You can talk to a girl as if you already pounded her. And that's going to give you much better results than the average guy who'll go talk to a woman and they talk to them in a way like it's their mum or something. Like they're really scared to say certain things. And that honestly doesn't work at all. If you're having these boring conversations with girls, "Hi, what's your name? Where are you from?" That already puts the woman on the defensive, right? Because it's just like, here's another guy asking me my name, asking me where I'm from. Fucking boring. And I mean, I used to do this as well. And of course, my results, my instances with girls wouldn't be anywhere near as good. Of course, now, once you look good, once you have confidence in yourself because you look good, you have an attractive physique, well, now you can, I mean, I've gone up to a girl and said like, I've had a sun cream in my hand, right? Or was it oil? Sun cream or oil or something. And I've been like, "Are you a good massager?" And she's like, "Yeah." "Can you spread this on my back?" And she did it. So 20 seconds into meeting a girl and she's already fucking lotioning my back. Can you see how that would lead to a much better scenario, much better physical contacts, fastest way to escalate with a girl, right? Much quicker than someone who goes up to her and says, "Hi, what's your name?" It makes sense. And again, anybody can talk to a girl, in a riskier fashion, make the conversation more interesting. But if your appearance doesn't match that, it's going to be too risky. Do you know what I mean? Like to put it plainly, if you're ugly and you're going up to a girl saying, "Can you lotion my back?" Well, she's probably going to call the police. But if someone like me is doing it because they've already built a good physique, they already look good, they have better social skills to actually see if a girl is interested or not, well, then it works a bit different and it sparks a conversation like that straight away. When you're an attractive guy, anything you say is perceived better than if you're not. Any of your humor, your banter, your shit jokes, whatever they are, they're going to be perceived as funnier, as more interesting, just because the woman is already initially attracted to you So it just makes everything go more smoothly. I remember I went to a cinema with a girl once on a first date, right? And I didn't touch her once throughout the whole 2 hour movie. It was boring. It was very boring. And, we said our goodbyes at the end. She went home. I never heard from her again. Of course, that makes sense. But these days, obviously, I'm better with women. I look better as well. 30 seconds into a conversation, I can be touching a girl's hands or maybe her neck, I don't know, whatever. But that's just because, obviously, I'm not telling you to go harass women, like, be careful. You need to have the prerequisite social skills to actually see if her body language is right for you to do stuff like that. But once you are able to start doing stuff like that, your results, fast forward, easy. Once you start to see these crazy changes with women, with your physique, with your confidence, you're going to become addicted to improving yourself, to improving your health, your physique, your social skills, your mindset. It's going to become addictive to become above average because you're seeing such great results once you're there. So it's really a no-brainer. Once you start to experience a little of these changes, you're going to want a lot. Just like anything, it's like taking a fucking drug, basically. So if you want to build an attractive physique as quick as possible, check the top link in the description. That's my program, my community, which is going to get you there as fast as possible so you can experience these things that I'm talking about for yourself.